Fremantle versus Brisbane. This is the real Friday night game that could realistically go either way. No team has won more games since round 10 than Freo, which is a single loss in the last 12. But were all of them convincing? No. Brisbane have been a weird side this year, being far better away than at home, and far better against the top teams than against the lower teams. They beat the Cats, Pies and Hawks all away from home. I fully believe that Brisbane's best this year is better than Freo's best. Oh yeah, by far. By far. But what version of Brisbane will show up? Yeah, that's what I said in my tipping video. Like, it depends which Brisbane turns up. Is it the one that smashed Geelong away or the one that drove North Melbourne? I think Brisbane will bounce back with a gutsy win away against Freo. Lions by 7. It's a bit more than 7. Maybe you missed out at 5. Maybe it was, as Ethan would say, a spelling error, but more a number error. Gold Coast versus GWS, the battle of the expansion clubs. Gold Coast have a horror record against the Giants with just a single win in the last 15 games. While in previous years the Giants were light years better than the Suns, the game has changed. Suns have been exceptionally difficult to beat at this ground, with just one loss there this year. I think the Giants can definitely win, and people aren't giving them much of a chance. But I am going with the Suns still. Suns by 10. That's a grammar error and a wrong prediction. You just made the list. Carlton versus Port Adelaide. Both teams would like a win in the backhand of their seasons. These two played earlier in the season where the Power Dog walked the Blues by 50 points. There's a Marvel which makes me lean towards the Blues. Blues by 20. Decent. Hawthorn versus Melbourne. A week ago this seemed like a guaranteed Hawks win, but Melbourne are not finished the season. They were close to beating the Dogs, which gives them belief and a genuine chance of winning. However, I just feel that the Hawks have too much to play for. If they lose, their finals chance might be gone. Correct, Hawks by 21 is a pretty decent prediction. Obviously, we won by more than that. Adelaide versus Collingwood, a very big game that would decide the top 4. The Pies got humiliated by the Hawks last week and have been dropped 4 of the last 5, and not have been dropped, but have dropped 4 of the last 5. However, Collingwood still hold their 11-game undefeated streak against Adelaide, which is one of the longest current win streaks against another team right now. Adelaide are the much better team, but Collingwood are going to bounce back at some point. But will it be this week? West Coast were able to give Adelaide a fight, so the Pies aren't without their chance. Still, I think I would just go safe and tip the Crows. Crows by 12. Decent. He's doing well. Aside from a few blips here and there, mainly from the same prediction. North Melbourne versus Richmond. Bottom 4 sides battle it out at Ninja Stadium, both with 1 more games than any of us thought. North Melbourne knocked off Richmond at the MCG earlier this year. I think Richmond will get their revenge. Incorrect. Tigers by 3 is incorrect now on the list as many times as Music Edits, Carlo and Graz. If you get one more time, you're officially in 5th place. So that is what you're playing to avoid right now. Sydney versus Geelong. Though their season is over, Sydney are harassing every top 8 team that has to play them. We all thought Geelong were locked for top 4, maybe top 2, and we're going to lose for a while. But they're up against Sydney, who are not pushovers. Sydney have the home ground advantage. A win is not impossible, but the Cats need to win. Cats by 17. Yeah, good prediction. Here we go. Well, you wrote the biggest paragraph about this game. That's interesting. I thought this could break the record for the biggest win of all time a couple of weeks ago after the Dogs hammered the Giants by 88. But the Eagles actually have been playing decent footy. I think a lot of us remember that infamous game 2023 that saw one of the biggest betting odds value actually win the game. What is interesting is that this game this week is in round 23 at Marvel Stadium, which is the exact same game in 2023, same round, same game, same stadium, and the similarities don't end. In 2023, the Dogs missed the 8 because they lost to West Coast, and Hawthorn, because they lost to West Coast, they had to win the following week and have the Giants lose their game, who were the only team that could drop out the 8. The exact same scenario could play out if the Giants lose this week, Hawks win and Dogs lose. Then the top 7 of Crows, Pies, Cats, Lions, Suns, Hawks, Freo would all lock in the top 8 spot, like in 2023, but not the same teams. And the Giants are hanging on to 8 with a win above the Dogs, but less percentage, which is the exact same thing that happened in 2023. If all this happens, call me a genius, please. Nah, mate. The only genius apparently is Genius Taco. That's very much debatable. Anyways, I've talked so much, but think the Dogs won't let something like that happen again, because it was very embarrassing back then. I'm not predicting some abnormal margin, as I think it could happen, because the Eagles had a real game last week. I'm not tipping the Eagles, but keep what I said in mind. Nah, you're right. Dogs by 68. Yeah, it was almost 100 points, the margin. So, yeah, just the 3 times. So you are joint 5th with Music Edits, Carlo, and Graz, but still not as many times as Fremantle 57 times, me number 50 times, and Ethan 32 times. That is it. Next week will be huge because we got Ship Idiots for round 24, and we got Ship Idiots for season predictions. I look forward to it. Be sure to post round 24 tips whenever the tipping video is up on my Sir Davidoff channel. I'm going to record it right now quickly. I've got 20 minutes to the Arsenal Man United game starts. Arsenal's first game in the Premier League season. So I need to record that very quickly. So that video should be up for Monday. And hopefully the first part of this is. But this part will be up probably on like Thursday. Depends how many parts there are. Because I think I've been recording 40 minutes now, which is longer than I thought. There's only been 2 comments that have been extra long. But I guess half of it was about me, Number, and Ethan. So I look forward to sharing with you what this room looks like in October and beyond. Because I'm getting things installed in here. These boxes are going to be out of here. There's going to be something else in here. This room will look less like a mess in future. Just so you know. But right now it is one big flipping mess. My days. Look at the dirt. Filthy. Goodbye.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!